And again, dude, they don't just get on. I guess if we win the map, it's good, but they're not good win conditions. I think this comp, the Nexus comp, is actually pretty good on this map. If we played intelligently, I like it against the Pharmacy. I would have liked us to walk through Courtyard. I was watching this live, and Derek is botching his fucking movement around these buildings right now. He like conks like 2 or 3 times poorly. They end up flanking. We didn't get enough pressure on their tanks. We let their tanks like dive us for free. We need to actually just one-shot their tanks. Like Hui loses a suit and Ace of Spades dies like halfway through that fight, but they need to be so far zoned that they can't like show their faces. Because Roadhog, hook combo plus Discord plus damage boost should one-shot the monkey. On top of Plug spamming him, Pain and Frill all spamming him, so. I think I like the Lucio more. We had more practice. Yeah, see, he messes up another conk. I preferred watching this comp with the Lucio. There was no protection of Paint back there. He was just kind of like left on his own island. He was pocketing people, but there was no one really protecting him. Our dive ends up getting like more value, but this comp is not really divey. It's more brawl focused, where you just want to focus on zoning and doing a lot of damage and playing safe as a unit rather than splitting yourselves up. Bro got pretty greedy there trying to like deal with them. So like yeah, you see like the tanks are playing a bit too far forward here. I think let's go back and replay. There. I'll go back a little bit more. Not that much though. Okay. So I guess we can go through it. Mouse keeps fucking moving. Alright. So Savage's win condition is basically Barrage here. Who he gets low. Does he get demaxed? He gets demaxed, so this is like a super winnable fight. They don't have suit right now. The Pharah's on top of us. We get super greedy here to like actually like deal with the Pharah. Like we don't deal with her fast enough. Paints ends up having to like fly in because he's getting shot at in the back by Capo. Like he's not getting peeled for enough. So like you see right there, Phil got greedy and he ended up taking too many shots, rockets from the barrage. Paint was getting flanked, so Capo was able to shoot him in the back. Plug was having to matrix the Pharah and ended up like his matrix ended up running out, so Frill died. I think forwards was too far forward, meme aside, and not protecting the Mercy from the Tracer. So like you normally want Diva or Lucio protecting your Mercy, but both of them ended up having like different roles of trying to deal with Pharah there rather than actually protecting the Mercy. And then Matt was just on the point. He's probably the third most important person to like deal with and helping the Mercy. So it was like a systematic failure of not enough people assisting each other. So like just Barrage and Tracer shooting someone in the back ended up winning them that fight. Because I think we didn't have proper assignments. Paint's getting shot in the back again. He's getting pressured too much here. Like one on one. There should definitely be like a bunch of people dealing with this tracer. Another blade that we just try to engage with. It doesn't really end up getting any value. Pro walks too far forward. We're valved, so we end up like being alive for a lot more than we probably should here, but it's like a lot of people on Savages kind of got somewhat low there, and then they just weren't finished off. We can rewatch. Let's see. So let's take a look at like HP bars and like who's actually traded here. So Derek and Capo are both killed, but we end up just rezzing both of them. Prill is rezzed here, but Plug is already out of suit and he dies. And I don't think we have a res for him, so we're technically just down a person right now. Okay, I don't think Capo ends up getting rezzed. Okay, but we're missing Tracer v Diva in these long extended fights. This beat ends up getting insane value for them because it's like mid-team fight, so everyone really makes use of it. Frill gets killed again. There's not a lot you can do. You kind of have to be like in the middle of it, but you can see how these deaths kind of like end up snowballing the rest of the map, just because the next fight is just so much more winnable after that fact. Skipped ahead a bit there. There we go. Mercy Lucio versus Mercy Zen. We end up winning shield advantage somehow, even though they should win because they have Zen. Or Derek wasn't focusing shield enough. Sugar ends up popping off here a bit. Dies to Derek's passive, but I guess that doesn't really matter. Plug with the nice track. Super risky here. We were way too far pushed up. Ford should have walked up to help Matt get back. I don't know exactly what play they were going for there. Like they end up like kind of standing at the door and just like putting themselves in a bad position and then get punished after that. Like they had no play to make unless Matt was like really wishful thinking and like thinking that he could like pin from that doorway, but we have the advantage because we won first fight so hard, like ult wise with our tanks right now. Like we're way ahead of theirs. But we need to use our speed boost here and actually like get value out of them. Alts. We grab high noon, don't get any kills off of it though. We're cleaning up after the fact though, now that they're all out of position, but we should be speed boosting in and like actually just killing them instantly. I guess they traded trans, so. But I mean, we could have like killed them with the high noon, insta killed them with it. Savages is running a really low heal comp. I think I've seen them run this before. It might have been another team. Might have been Bunny Blasters, but running Zen Lucio means your healing is just super duper low for your tanks, so any poke just ends up getting insane value. Ooh, I really don't like that we used beat. They have beat advantage now. I like her poke advantage though that we have. Sugar's way too far forward again. We end up like trading advantageously here. The Rhines just ends up not being in a good enough position and not getting enough healing that he really can't do much. Okay, next map. I think we struggle to understand who to focus in these pharmacy comps. I think our focus a lot of times is on Lucio when it should be on their Winston. Sugar and Frill should be focusing on dealing with the Winston together, killing them first. He ends up conking him off first. We need to jump off right now. Like, taking this fight without the Lucio and on bridge way too far forward is to our detriment. We end up getting like an okay stall there, but Bird just ends up getting spamming these hallways and gets pretty good value. We are pressuring them from a lot of angles right now, but forcing your own pharmacy onto the point is like always a death sentence. You want to let them be as high up in the air as possible, and so the Mercy doesn't really get pressured as much. We end up trading to Roadhog here. I don't like it as much on this map. I feel like you need the Winston verticality to jump from the middle part to get the Mega when you need to and actually like pressure the bridges. We beat kind of late when we already have someone dead and we aren't able to really pressure anyone. It was almost just to save us, but saving us in a losing fight doesn't really mean anything. Let me swap to Genji. I don't like us playing Genji on this map. I feel like we just don't get enough value from it. You just want to match the pharmacies. Like even with the Mercy on the point, he just isn't able to like actually kill her, even though it's like her weakest spot on the map. I think that's all she wrote. Alright, last map. Junkertown's super duper close.